The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The political rigodon continues as the last day of withdrawals and substitutions begins. Let's get the latest on the ground from Greg Gregorio, who is now reporting to us live from Comelec in Intramuros, Manila. Good morning, Greg. It's a big day today. What do you have for us so far?
Charles, today is the deadline set by the Commission on Elections for the withdrawals of candidacies and substitutions for aspirants in relation to the 2022 elections. And as of Saturday, 13 individuals have already withdrawn their candidacies and 4 have already filed substitutions. The most recent among those who have withdrawn their COCs are Senators Bato de la Rosa and Bongo as presidential and vice presidential hopefuls of PDP Laban. Both of them were even accompanied by no less than President Duterte last Saturday. But Senator Go did not only withdraw, he also filed his substitution as presidential aspirant under Federalismo ng Dugong Dakilang Samahan or PDDS, replacing its previous presidential bet Grepor Belgica. The previous presidential and vice presidential tandem of Lakas CMD party, meanwhile, Ana Capella Velasco and Lyle Uy have also withdrawn their candidacies. Uy's withdrawal of candidacy for vice president opened a window for the much expected substitution of Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte, though it was far from many people's hopes that the presidential daughter would be running as president. Meanwhile, some of the developments we're watching today include the withdrawal of candidacy for Senator of Paulo Capino under Partido Democratico. This will pave the way for the substitution of former PNP Chief Guillermo Eleazar, who is also joining the senatorial slate of the Lacson-Soto tandem. Charles, since the Comelec opened its process this morning, only Moro Ako OK party list has filed substitutions for some of their nominees so far. But above all, what we're waiting to see is if President Rodrigo Duterte will indeed come back here at Comelec main office, because on Saturday he mentioned that he might be filing a substitution for vice presidential bid today. It is unclear, though, if the president will be running under PDP Laban or he will be also joining the PDDS and making a tandem with Senator Bongo. Charles?
Thanks for that, Greg. We'll surely check in with you again during the day. That was Greg Gregorio reporting live from Intramuros. Presidential aspirant and Senator Manny Pacquiao belies claims that he went to Malacanang uninvited to meet with President Duterte. Pacquiao says he was only informed of the invitation to go to Malacanang for the meeting by his friend and Congressman Eric Pineda. The senator clarifies that it was not him who asked for a schedule to meet with the president, and he says he accepted the invitation to show respect to Duterte. Pacquiao admits, however, that Duterte also appeared surprised by Pacquiao's presence in the palace. The presidential aspirant says he did not ask for the Duterte's endorsement, but he did tell the president that he wants his successor to also be from Mindanao.
Sino ba naman ako na tatanggi sa patawag ng Pangulo? Bilang respeto sa kanya, dahil Pangulo siya. Sabi ko, sige. Bakit? Sabi ko, bakit ang pag-usapan? Basta may pag-usapan daw. Sabi ko sa kanya, maganda sana kung ang susunod na presidente ay taga Mindanao pa rin. Sabi ko sa kanya, para mapatuloy ang development ng Mindanao at saka Visayas.
Former Senator Bongbong Marcos believes that he and Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte formed the strongest tandem in 2022 elections. In an interview on SMNI News Channel's Point of Order, Marcos admitted that he earlier wanted to adopt President Rodrigo Duterte as his vice presidential candidate. But because the president did not file his candidacy, the plan changed. And still, Marcos believes that teaming up with Sara is also a good choice, as she is also a Duterte. And he also insists that he and the presidential daughter will have a good working relationship should they both win the elections.
Kung si Inday Sara man, di BBM Duterte pa rin, di napakalakas pa rin nun. And that would be a very, very good team to campaign for. At maganda ang pag-asa namin sa darating na halalan. Kung matuloy man at kami nga ay mas swertein at maging mapalad dito sa halalan, ay pagdating natin sa administrasyon, ay maganda rin ang aming relasyon, maganda rin ang aming working relationship. Yes, so I think we can do good work together.
Meanwhile, the camp of presidential aspirant and Vice President Leni Robredo remains unfazed with the recent substitutions among administration-allied candidates. OVP spokesperson Barry Gutierrez tells the radio program Biserbisyong Leni that the Vice President is not breaking a sweat, as she has already expected this substitution drama. Robredo urges her supporters to just relax, to focus on preparations for the campaign.
Alam na naman natin na yung mga kanyang klaseng drama, yung talagang pipigain at aabusuhin yung proseso ng substitution, hindi na yan bago. Sa pananaw ni VP Leni, ang importante, tutok tayo sa ating kampanya. Tutok tayo sa lalong pagpapalakas ng ating hanay. Relax lang, yun ang kanyang mensahe. Di ba? Huwag tayong mabahala dito. Alam naman nating mangyayari ito eh. Cool lang tayo.
Some vice presidentiables also shared their sentiments over the recent substitution drama among administration-allied bets. Buhay Party List Representative Lito Atienza says it's an honor to be running against Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte and also possibly against her father, President Rodrigo Duterte. However, he believes that the substitution tactic makes a mockery of the electoral process, describing it as the worst that can happen to a democracy. Atienza also says last-minute substitutes are merely fooling the Filipino people and that the system only keeps those with money and with strong political connections in power.
Hindi mangyayari ito kung matino ang ating demokrasya. We have to reconsider now the political provisions of the present constitution to allow to restore the two-party system and support a strong party politics in our system para hindi mangyari itong pamilya na lang ang mag-uusap at kung sino yung mga may pera at may hawak na power. We have to wake up to reality. If this continues, mawawala ang demokrasya sa atin.
Meanwhile, Senate President Tito Soto says he doesn't want to comment about the political rigodon, as he and his running mate, Senator Ping Lacson, want to focus on their own platforms. He believes there is a proper venue to discuss their opinions about this issue, but Soto also revealed that talks are ongoing in the Senate for possible amendments to the Omnibus Election Code to prevent abuse of the substitution rule.
There are three ways of substitution eh. Isa yung pag namatay, yung isa kapag disqualify, saka yung pangatlo kung gustong mag-substitution within a party. May pinag-uusapan namin sa Senado ngayon, hindi ko alam kung anong ang pulso sa House of Representatives, no? Pero sa Senado, pinag-uusapan namin ngayon, baka alisin yung pangatlo. Palagay ko doon sa pangatlo para hindi mga maabuso. Kung ikaw desidido ka, prepared ka, mag-file ka na.
Meanwhile, Senator Kiko Pangilinan says the recent last-minute substitutions did not come as a surprise for him and Vice President Leni Robredo. He is still expecting more substitutions filed ahead of today's deadline, but he says that whatever happens, their tandem will simply focus on preparing for their own campaign. Formerly executives Mohit and Twinkle Dargani have been arrested in Davao City. This was confirmed by Senate Sergeant-at-Arms Rene Samonte. Samonte says the Dargani siblings are now detained at the Senate. Recall that they were cited in contempt by the upper chamber for refusing to submit subpoena documents from their firm. It's just a prank. The supposed sealing of the MOA Globe turns out to be nothing but a PR stunt. Recall that on Saturday night, the iconic MOA Globe was reportedly stolen following dashcam videos of a helicopter supposedly taking the globe away. The Mall of Asia even released a statement saying they were coordinating with authorities and that the public has nothing to worry about. And many netizens thought the stunt was an IKEA-related promotion. But turns out it was a promo for Red Notice, the latest Netflix film starring The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot. Lea Salonga, Efren Bata Reyes, and Josie Natorin. They're just some of the living legends Philpost has chosen to commemorate in celebration of their 75th anniversary. Ryan Ang with the story.
As early as 8 a.m., stamp collectors started to fall in line outside the Central Post Office in Manila last Saturday to avail of the limited edition stamps released by PhilPost.
Yung stamp po kasi small window para sa ating history. Kumbaga, worth it to collect talaga siya. It's a dying industry na po yung stamp collecting eh. So, kumbaga parang sa mga batang henerasyon na kagaya namin, gusto namin ma-promote na yung stamp collecting. Worth it pa naman po talaga.
Nagpunta ako because of Lea Salonga. I'm a big fan of Lea Salonga. Ang importante magkaroon lang po ako ng mga stamp.
PhilPost launched the commemorative stamps of 10 world-renowned Filipino legends who made a mark in different fields. This includes Jordan Clarkson, Lea Salonga, Paine Pomoceno, Eugene Torre, Efren Bata Reyes, Josina Turin, Diosdado Banataw, Kenneth Cobonpue, Monique Luwelier, and the mascot of Jollibee.
Actually, inuna na natin si Robert Jaworski for the Outstanding Filipinos. Kasi yung word na living legend, siya yung original holder nun eh. Before we launch this series, we want to give honor first to the original living legend. Thereafter, after this world-renowned, next month will be Outstanding Filipinos. And then, the Never Forgotten.
The issuance is the first in the Living Legend World-Renowned Filipinos Series 1. Nepomuceno and Torre were present at the launch, while Reyes was represented by fellow billiards champion Django Bustamante.
This is something special, and I'll always cherish this award, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime honor, and this is a tribute not only to myself but to the Filipino people. And I also congratulate my fellow honorees today.
Very much honored, syempre, no? Kumbaga sa chess, surprise but very, very pleasant move, no? And I believe this will really further promote ang Philippines and yung mga good representation ng Philippines na po-promote.
Salonga also delivered a message through video call.
When I was first told that this was going to happen, I think the most excited person about this was my mom. She said, "Anak, they're going to commemorate you on a stamp. This is a big, big deal. Do you know how big of a deal it is?" And I'm actually aware of how big of a deal it is.
The PhilPost also presented tribute videos showcasing the honorees as they tell their success stories to serve as an inspiration to the public.
They conquered international competitions, global industries, and multinational brands, not only by sheer talents, but with their Filipino values, sipag, tiyaga, malasakit, pagmamahal sa bayan, at higit sa lahat, pananampalataya sa Diyos. Hindi po talaga mapapantayan ang kanilang naiambag sa pag-angat ng ating bansa.
They also want to encourage the youth to take interest in our culture. PhilPost released 21,500 stamps of each honorees. They also released first day cover and postcards. For News 5, Ryan Ang, we are One News.
Here's a quick look at some of today's headlines. Bongbong Marcos and Senate President Tito Soto topped the presidential and VP race in a commissioned SWS survey. Vice President Leni Robredo, on the other hand, is seeing an increase in her numbers and now ranks higher than Manila Mayor Isko Moreno. As his former aide, Senator Bongo, files his COC for president, the chief executive declares he's not supporting the presidential bid of former Senator Bongbong Marcos. And retired PNP Chief Guillermo Eleazar is running for senator under the lineup of another former top cop, Senator Ping Lacson. And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us later at 10:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.